All right. We are live. Still not really in the picture, but we're getting there. Even for this year. Check this out. Yeah, this is really, really cool. This is really, really now. This is really, really wow. Welcome. Always welcome. But yeah, this is the last Sunday. The last Sunday in the old year. We had that last year too. That was also sometimes the last Sunday, and there was always also the New Year's and reoccurring things which happen every year, and actually things just continue the way they have been actually forever, really. But yeah, the challenges, especially I'm working with many people in Africa, a project there to help people to help themselves. It's called Heart. It's really, really amazing. But there are challenges, and I feel that also the sickness there, it's not only as a result of people are being, that's also the symptom of the problem, is that people have no money and people are sick, and people always get sick. We're talking of Africa, really the poorest of the poor people who are living over there. Refugees, people who've lost everything, grew up with war their entire life, and there's so much corruption in Africa and so much poverty, oh my God. That's why really it's about creating change and really, to unite people, because unity is really the key. We need to unite, and that's really the message I wanted to share on this last Sunday. It's not just a message. As you become aware of that message, you know this for yourself, you realize that for yourself, you really then actualize. As you become the messenger, you live the message, you are the message. And so I invite you to just be that. Just with hearts to share love with people everywhere. To be love, to remain in love. And to not focus on what you don't like around you so much. Especially in other people. It's easy for us human beings to always see in others what we don't like. And then to get argumentative and all of that. But that's also part of the problem. Always wanting to be right and thinking somebody else's fault, always outside of us. But the new beginning, the beginning of the new world really starts there as we take responsibility. And that means we all are responsible for what's happening in this world, in our neighborhoods, in our families, in our relationships. It's not always the other people who do us wrong, and it's always so easy to see that. And we human beings seem to be so divided over this. Well, because of that, so divided, which is why the key is unity. And that's also what the Now Show is, to kind of get a sense of, hey, welcome home, first of all. This here, this Now Show, this is your home, this moment. But wherever you are in life is home. It's now. And now it's up to you, really, what you decide, what you choose, what you want to do, who you want to be, what you want to talk about. If you want to become part of the Now Show live, and you can also call in on the phone or through WhatsApp, also through webcams, there's a way to do that. And, it's just a matter of, connecting heart to heart. It's community. This world actually is a community. And I like that play of words with communication. It's really about creating community, and that is through communication we create that. But that implies listening, and most of us are not very good at that. We don't do that. We actually change positions here. Again, this is now live. Very cool. I love that. More of that. Now, it's through communication that we can, through listening, and that's really what's missing, is many of us only focus on what we want to say. And we all think we are right. That's really the problem, We all have something to say, We all want somebody to listen to us, but we ourselves don't listen very well. We only expect that from others. And that is one, that's part of the problem. But the solution is really to learning that, and we can practice that, and that's the key. Through the practice, we learn. And through the practice, we get better. We get more focused. We get more aware. We experience more. We are more, we know more. Knowledge, which is really a natural thing, we gain that as a result of simply listening to each other, to get to know each other, to which we get to know ourselves, and that's really the key. Knowledge of self, to gain that. And there's really no school in the traditional sense, of course, but life is a school. So I'd like to invite you to that, to look at that as your life, as every moment of your life, an opportunity to learn. Not just now as you're watching this video and whatever it is you're thinking about that, but in any moment of your life, wherever you are. It's what you feed off on. It's what you, realize, what you learn. Out of that, you create. And that's really what the study is about. The study of Realize to Actualize, the study of Kaining, this school. The school of life, to which I really like to invite you to. We're all students in that school. We're all here to learn. This is a new beginning. This is the beginning of the new world. It begins now. And that's a really beautiful thing. Right here on YouTube, live. I started YouTube making videos in 2006 when I still lived in San Francisco. Back then when I first discovered the camera and started taking just the camera, walking around the streets of San Francisco and streaming consciousness, so to speak. Whatever was on my mind, just talking about that. And I've in the beginning uploaded 10 videos every day. Didn't edit them, of course, again, 2006, there was when a couple of years after I moved to San Francisco from Kansas, where I lived for 12 years, married to an African-American woman from the South. Not to always say the same. I don't know if you heard that before, that story, which, is an interesting one. But the fact is also we all have a story. But also another fact is we're here to write history. The story, the history which really repeats itself is really like the machine, because we all have become part of this machine, this matrix, which just repeats itself. History repeats itself. It's the routines through which we are trapped. In our thinking, the way we are trapped. And how we are divided. And how in our society we all just function. But we don't communicate heart to heart. We even have forgotten really of that. So the Now Show is really to remind you of that. It's a beautiful thing. Just look at children. Just look at children. Many people say about me, my mom says that, and I know that about me. Christoph, you're such a child. You're still such a child. And I'm like, hey, it's a beautiful thing. To be real, to be authentic, to be without prejudice. Just imagine, without criticism, without judgments, without expectations, without evaluations, to just be present with others in life. In every moment of your life, with anybody in your life, to be that free around people, to be free yourself, to be yourself. The greatest thing we're here to do, and that's also, what we're here to learn, what this is about. But I'm reminding myself as I'm doing this. And it's a new beginning. On the last Sunday here, right here, right now, always now. And the question is also really, knowledge is power. We all know that, but what it means, that's a different story. We have forgotten that. So, but we know that. So we just need to think about that. We need to listen within ourselves in order to know. To find out, to figure it out, to become our own teacher. In order to figure it out, we need to become our own teacher. There's no other way. Nobody can teach us that. Nobody, not even me. I'm not here to, it's impossible. Nobody can teach you anything because this knowledge already exists within yourself. So you can find that for yourself, and I'm definitely here to help with that in any way I can. And the point of Hearts in Africa, which is really amazing, it's about people learning to help themselves, help each other, instead of always like depending on the help of others, because of course they're extremely poor. But poverty really, and that's where it starts, is a mindset. Just like as well, money or riches, wealth is a mindset. It starts there to attract that. And also I'm here to start doing that, not just for the Hearts group, but also for myself. And you attract that by creating it and creating something of value. And that's what I'm here to do, and that's what we are here to do. In Hearts, really, it's the beginning. We are starting. Hearts, we are a school where we are here to learn this. We will build schools in Africa. We will build schools online and start schools and start classes, different classes online. Wherever you are as well, be it in Africa, be it in Liberia, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, Congo, wherever we have people there, Gambia, I've met somebody recently, we're starting to learn. You can start to teach. The best way to learn actually is to teach, but teach what you have learned and teach what you are learning and share that, but also listen to what other people are sharing. That's really the key with Hearts, to really grow through communication, through positive interactive communication. We create community, not just in Africa really, which Hearts is really about that, to there where it started, really in Africa, the heart of the world. But it's really from the love in our hearts that we create change, that we really care, that we serve, which is really the motto of Hearts. So please take a look at that at hearts.webs.com. Definitely can appreciate your support with that, for sure. But beyond that, it's really, money, of course, is one way to help in regard to the Hearts, but also your effort. Mainly, it's really about that, to sacrifice your time, to give your time, because time is money. And I really have come to find that's the key. Be your money's worth. There's nothing else, Either you are or you're not. I'm learning that, and so stay tuned. There's a lot to be coming up, and I'm just starting here, and that's why I'm here doing this program on YouTube. I didn't do it live on Facebook. I'm going to also I'm a little bit more hesitant there because Facebook is really in your face. It's FaceTime. And then you meet people there, and it's really developing this community. But I haven't really been part so much, I have to say. I still live by myself here. I'm still in Germany here. In the room, this actually is the room I grew up in, quote unquote, which is very, very interesting. I'm just saying that right now, live. This is the Now show. But it's interesting. And so I'm also learning a lot about myself and about this situation and about what I need to be doing, what I haven't been doing, which is why I'm here now. And that's what it's all about, is now. And I'm so glad you're here also, even it's a later now, but it's this moment. It's a present, it's a gift. Every moment in your life, consider it that way, a gift. Whatever situation you're in, it's a gift. Even when somebody's yelling at you, it's a gift. If this person is angry, they're not really giving you a gift, but hey, it's really about how you deal with that, how you deal with whatever comes your way. That's the key. So I learned a lot about that as I studied about personal development in the mid-90s in America, when I just moved there and dealing with a lot of changes. Learned a lot through that, and then after that, what happened to me and how, not to get into detail now. We all have a story. But in this world has a story. And the story, which is also the point, has a tendency of repeating itself because we have learned nothing. So the point is now, getting to the point, before I'm going to say goodbye right now is the point to start learning something. So history will not repeat itself, so we will start writing our own history. For Hearts in Africa, to really make history, to create one of the most amazing human rights organizations there ever has been, but also in this world, this new world. We're creating now the new world and going beyond the old world, the old thinking, the matrix, just motivated by the greed for more. We're all greedy that way. Poor people also, of course, because they have nothing, they are greedy to just get help. They want help. But especially also people with money and rich people, there's greed, always more, and we just buy things. We become these consumers. We produce things. And we're all controlled really from the outside, and I always looked at that my entire life. And I learned a lot. I'm not the only one. I mean, we have many teachers in this world, and really, maybe I can become a teacher for you or a guide, maybe. But there are many all around. And it's really up to you. I like the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Now is the time, for you to figure it out. And whatever you want to figure out. If you just want to continue the same way you always have been, if you're happy with your life, or if there's something where you say, hey, I like to change some of that. I like for things to be different. I like for me to be different. I want something different. The way I am is not really who I am, which is ultimately the quest, really, to gain knowledge of self. That's really the key. We're talking about knowledge. What knowledge is really important? Book knowledge, so we're smart, we can manipulate things. And we get high grades, good grades. We get a diploma. Is that really it? Or is really knowledge something much deeper? So think about that. I'll leave you for that right now, that you think about that. Real knowledge, what is that really? How can we gain that? How can you gain that? I mean, I'm here to help you with that, because it is in you. I talked about that earlier. But anyway, it's been fun here on YouTube. I have no live viewer. Again, I also will, I know on Facebook I would have, which is why, anyway. But also on YouTube I can, and I will, ahead of time, and I will announce for a live event. And it's really time for me to do that, because for a long time I haven't done it, and have done what I'm really here to do. But there's no time like the now, On that note, I really appreciate you watching YouTube whenever you're watching that. Whoever is watching that, I send you lots of love here from Germany on the last Sunday in 2018. Tomorrow is the last day of 2018, right? Then 2019. I mean, it's just symbolic. It's just years. We just measure that with human beings. What is something? Time doesn't really exist. All is now. All is just an accumulation. Time is just an accumulation of nows. And now it's all a matter of how you are now. I mean, not just now, but whenever, wherever in your life, especially when things are difficult, just be there, be yourself. Don't react. I know it's easier said than done, but it is possible. It is doable. I can show you how to do that if you care to, But seriously, it's a new time, and it's time for us human beings to wake up and realize and remember really what is important, what's really important, what's real, what's true, what do we know? Something worth thinking about. Thanks for watching, and I say goodbye to YouTube right now. I say goodbye to you, whoever you are. You're just another me, and I'm just another you. And that's how it goes for everyone in this world, because we're all reflections and extensions of each other, and we're all one. On that note, enough said.